Ready, yeah?
Yeah. So we're here in sunny Marbella. We flew out 10 days ago, 10, 11 days ago. And prior to coming here, we'd done the largest live event to date for Active Physiques.
Yeah.
It's the second one. So we had time to be here and reflect. What are your thoughts on the live event?
It was a massive success because the first one we capped to 30 people because we just sort of, it's the first one of its kind when so we wanted to see how it goes, test the waters with it, because we've done a little bit of a different twist, really. I think, well, we are the only coaching brand in the UK who does live events like that. So we got the guest speakers on, motivation, mindset, because that's what it's all about. And then, yeah, we capped it. It was a massive success. We had loads of people come up to us afterwards saying how good it was. Yeah. And with different things, when you're going out your comfort zone, you have a sort of little bit of doubt all the time. But then when you hear it from other people how well it's gone, it really sort of puts you at a relief and makes you feel certain that you want to do it again. So the second live event, we had 100 people there, and that was a vision of mine to get the 100 people. So it was really good. And yeah, it's a nerve-wracking day in it, to say the least, and a lot of nerves go into it. But how was your experience? Because I absolutely enjoyed it, to be honest.
I felt like I was really nervous up until the day, like the week prior, and I was procrastinating, putting off planning what I was going to talk about. I just kept on getting like brain freeze. But then on the day, I think I was the opposite to you. I just felt a lot more comfortable on stage, and it's the first time I'd ever spoken on stage. Obviously, the last live event, it was still a big deal. But just knowing that you had to stand on the stage and have a microphone, it was like an extra little pressure, another step outside of the comfort zone, and then thinking about the audience being double the size. But one thing that everybody sort of said to me was, you're talking about a topic that you're very clued up about. You know your life story inside out. How can you go wrong with that? Just be natural, speak with confidence and passion, because no one can tell your story the way you can, because you're the only person that's walked in your shoes. So that did put me at ease a little bit. I think once you get your first sentence out, then you kind of find your flow. But what I prefer, what I've come to realise is I do enjoy it, because it's that interaction with your audience, like looking at people's faces, seeing how interested they are, even though you're talking directly at them, but you're not getting necessarily an answer. We did have some audience interaction, like particularly you did as the host of the event.
So I got the gold cards, didn't I? Because that's a big trick what I've used to transform my life within the last 4 months. Writing goals down, and it just, you need to keep going over it in your mind. People think, you can read The Secret, you can read a book, and it gives you it's like watching a motivational video. You get the feel-good factor at the moment, but then it's living it day by day, like it's, a religion, really. And it's brainwashing yourself into positivity. I said that once, and someone said it was a good way of putting it, but you have to brainwash yourself every single day.
Definitely, you can read all the mindset books. You can listen to the podcasts, you can have the conversations, you can come to us as coaches for help and motivation and all the ideas. With all those tools, if you don't start putting action steps in place, nothing changes unless your habits change, and unless you put the work in to reframe your mindset.
That's it, and that's what's grown our business a lot over the last 4 months dramatically, because, we're just reversing it over and over in our mind what we actually want, and then it comes true. But what would you say, like, because we're literally getting a sign up every single day now, aren't we, really? What would you say, like, someone who's sort of sitting on the fence, what would you say the biggest setback is for them to take action to benefit their life and do something like what we do?
Normally when people are sitting on the fence, I get the feeling that they really want the change. They know that they're missing something in their life, whether it be a sense of purpose, self-esteem because of the past, self-doubt and all of that. They really want to change, but they'll find a bunch of excuses. So it can be, I don't have enough money, so let's tackle that one. You do have enough money. Majority of people really do, because, if you've got a roof over your head and you've got food on the table, look at what else you spend your money on. Quite often it's might be addictions, substances, maybe food, spending a lot of excessive money on that. Could be anything, pornography, it could be gambling, whatever it is, recreational drugs, whatever it is that's holding you back. Then maybe not as deep, but a lot of people might compensate the way they feel about the way they look by spending an awful lot of money on cosmetics and clothes. Maybe they've got a shopping addiction, strip all those sort of distractions back.
Yeah.
And let's just focus on your health and channel the money into something positive, and you'll find that you save an awful lot of money in the long run. It might be an initial spend, and you've not got something tangible. Yeah, you've got something on paper, you've got an app.
Yeah.
And but because it's not an instant gratification, it's not an instant purchase where you see the end result, that's where people start to doubt themselves. Can I do this? And that's our job, to try and help them understand you can do it with the right guidance and the right support. And this is the proof.
That's it. That's what I always say. It's hard for people to invest into a coaching service because it's not like buying a car. You don't get you get the car straight away or the house straight away. But with a coaching service, you still need to work hard. So that's why it's hard to put the money across sometimes, because you're not getting it instantly.
Yeah.
So yeah, but going off the investing bit, obviously we're in Marbella.
Yeah.
Obviously sunny Marbella, which is good. We manifested this, didn't we, 4 years ago, being in that country for a long period of time and traveling the world. What would you say the biggest, what did you say the pros and cons are with Marbella, if there is any cons?
I would say it's all been positive so far. I can't see anything that is a negative. For me, I love, obviously, the climate. I feel inspired by my environment as well, like working in the gym every day, being around people there's a lot of people that are really in shape. The lifestyle, the culture, just everything feels like a positive to me. I can't think of anything that is a single negative. I always want to really smash it when I'm here or wherever we go, because, this lifestyle doesn't come cheap. It's to sustain it, you do need to work hard for it. But how about you?
I would say the positives are obviously, the lifestyle's good, the sunshine always puts you in a good mood. Like you say, meeting different people who's like-minded as well. Like even when you go to the gym, you're in the sauna, you're chatting to someone and, they're going on about different successes, what they've had and ideas and stuff. And you could just meet that one person, what can change your life.
Yeah.
I've been told that a few times, when I'm sure you have as well, when someone says, you've changed my life, it's a nice thing. And people change our lives all the time. It just takes one conversation, doesn't it, to move you forward. Negatives is every time I fly to somewhere different or go away on holiday, you're thinking about drinking and stuff like that. So that's a distraction, because the drinking for me sets me back. So I just need to keep tunnel vision really and avoid going into that as a distraction and just focus on moving forward and keeping a good routine, because routine for me is solid. That's why obviously, a good morning routine's always going to set you up for a good day and move you forward really.
Yeah. So how do you think going forward you're going to tackle that?
Going forward, tackle it, just basically just keep obviously in the good routine. If you're out the good routine, then obviously easily things can crop in. So whenever you land somewhere, make sure, like a good tactic what I've used is make sure you get the Airbnb or an apartment or something, because then you've got your cooking facilities, then you're doing your meals, that's step one done. Find a gym straight away. It's like someone when they, working away, or because a lot of people, the biggest struggle is why they can't stay on track is being out of routine. So when you change your environment, you need to find a new routine, and that's how you're going to stay on track. And obviously, it's like with goals as well, setting a goal about what you want to do, and it'll move you forward. But yeah, we've got obviously a couple of days left here, and we've pretty much been working every single day, haven't we? And then after here, we've got about a week and a half back home, and then we go to Dubai after that, then don't we? So that's another good thing, networking. We've got an event where it's loads of business owners. I've got a podcast as well, meeting clients over there, getting more good content. So there's a lot of nice positives moving forward, and that's only, November that is. And then in November as well, then we've got another business event with my mentor, Phil Graham, which has helped me a lot. So that's good. And I'm bringing all the team this time. So you, Sam, Sam's massive, great addition to the team. We're bringing Dave as well, who's been my longest client and also friend, and now obviously works with us as well. So we're going as one. So it's nice because we've never really enjoyed that. And even to Dubai as well, it's going to be me, you and Sam. So every move what we make now, it's with intention to...
So it's with intention to grow.
Yeah.
And keeping the eye on the ball. Like, you can't take your foot off the gas really with this, can you? You've just got to keep on moving forwards and always like have fresh goals to work towards. As soon as you hit a goal, there's another one in place. Or before you've even hit that goal, there's another one in place to strive. Because you've got to, like, when things are going well, I've come to realise you've got to keep the momentum going. You can't really just sit back for too long and appreciate, live in the moment. It's finding that balance of living in the moment and trying to appreciate everything that's going on around you. But still, you need to keep moving forward.
Yeah, 100%, because it just makes you feel like you've got purpose.
Yeah.
So it gives you a sense of urgency. In terms of like you with clients and stuff like that, what would you say the biggest lesson is, what you've learned from, coaching a specific client? Like, what's been the biggest, say, struggle versus the biggest success so far?
I would say the one thing that I really do find that a lot of clients have in common, I would say, is maybe a lack of self-belief. And quite a lot of them have mental health issues. And that could be for a variety of reasons. Everybody's so different and everybody's journey is so, so different. But that is why we focus so much on mental health.
Yeah.
I would say it's been the biggest sort of growth for me, being able to advise people on mental health, really. When I first started coaching, I was really thinking about training and nutrition. But really to improve that and have somebody excel and become healthier and happier, their mental health needs to be number one. That needs to be their priority. Otherwise, they can't adapt to like a new routine.
Did you think like coaching was going to be a lot easier before you started? Like the idea, because there's obviously a lot of people who's doing coaching now. It's very saturated and, everyone seems to be copying each other and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of people think it's easier, and even working for yourself as well, people think it's a lot easier before they actually get into it and realise it is hard work, and you do have to guide people.
It is really hard work, and it is much harder than what I thought it was going to be. It requires a lot of energy, but it's made me a better person for it, because I need focus. I always need to feel like I'm personally growing. If I'm not, I feel like I'm stagnant.
Yeah.
And so this job really keeps me on my toes, and I love the fact that I'm with every client that I meet and that I help, I'm learning about human nature. And I've got a real interest, I always have done, in speaking to people and hearing their backstories. And when I can help them, that feedback that I get when you're making a difference in people's lives, you can't put a price on it. It just gives you that passion to want to be a better coach all the time.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
It's stuff that you can't learn through gaining a qualification.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, you can study all you want, but really, with a lot of things in life, now when you leave school, for example, but I know when I left school as well, to get another job, they say you need experience, but they won't give you the job. So what you're going to do, get experience by sitting in a classroom for another 10 years.
Yeah.
You're not experienced there. You need to learn on the job for a lot of things. There's no manual how to be a good coach. I feel like you've either got it or you want, really, to be completely honest with you.
You've got to have good people skills, really good communication skills, and you've got to learn to be patient for people to learn to trust you. And that all comes down to personality.
Yeah.
That's something like, your personality is everything in coaching, because people need to connect with you and they need to know that you're genuine as well. And it's the tough love that we give in our coaching. We're both very direct because we passionately want to help people. So we don't beat around the bush and do the softly approach. Yeah, we're good listeners and we've got empathy, but people that really need help need to be told the truth. And when it does come across as quite direct, I've never heard anybody say, that was harsh, you've made me feel 10 times worse. They've said, thank you, I needed to hear that. And that builds our confidence in our coaching skills.
Yeah, that's it. It's one of them. There's a lot of people out there who are, you know, coaching, whether they're in the gym or whatnot, because their mindset's fixed on just the money.
Yeah.
They'll happily just have the client getting shit results and not moving forward and be like, oh, this is another payment. Like, we'll just rather get rid of someone, won't we, if they're not moving forward, because it drains your energy down. And that energy, you know, if your energy's drained and you feel negative going into what you're doing, it can have an impact on the whole team. So really, it's like, you know, having someone who's not really doing too good on the team, like our environment's grown massively because they're like-minded to us. They like the same things as us. They actually enjoy the training and gym. Like, we've had people in the past who don't even really like the gym. They don't actually like, you know, eating healthy or being in shape. I don't know why they're doing it, to be honest, but you don't like any of that stuff. So really, it's like the bad apple in it, and the thing it's corroding all the other apples. So,
but I feel like with people like that, they want the end result, but they don't want to put the hard work in. So they're the people that are probably most likely going to
go to Turkey and get a gastro-band.
Yeah. And the crash diets and the skinny jab.
We can speak about the skinny jab.
Yeah.
So I know you've had a little bit of experience with the skinny jab, haven't you? Not for the fat loss reasons, because you're lean as shit all year round anyway.
Yeah.
I think you was born with a six-pack, weren't you?
So just for the record, yes, I did try GLP, and I'd done my research before I actually embarked on it. I got a diagnosis of being insulin resistant and pre-diabetic, which freaked the hell out of me because I've always really gravitated towards a healthy lifestyle, apart from when I was a student, you know, and I did the pot noodles and things like that. I've always really cared about my health. I've always looked after myself. And since having children 20 years ago, I've always trained. So for me to hear that was just really made my head spin. And I've tried everything through diet and exercise to reduce inflammation in my gut, to, you know, increase my insulin sensitivity. And I've made really good progress. Having said that, there's a lot of influencers that were talking about the benefits of GLP, not for weight loss, but to improve the issues that I had.
Yeah.
So I researched how to microdose it, which wasn't easy because all the information out there is just directly related to fat loss. So I experimented with it a little bit, and I've got to say there was a very, very big positive, that the inflammation in my gut, which comes from having a condition called SIBO, where basically you cannot digest any sugars. That means fruits, vegetables, grains, anything like that. I'm carnivore. The GLP actually made such a significant difference with the way that I felt. My gut felt very, I can't really explain.
Well, because you weren't eating anything.
It felt very like the old me before the issues came. My stomach was just very settled all the time. I felt very positive because whatever you feel here, you think there. You know, they used to call it the second brain. It's part of your brain. Your gut is part of your brain. It's connected.
Yeah.
So it felt great for a short amount of time. But then I think you brought it to my awareness, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what did you think when you saw me on the GLP?
Well, you lost your muscle.
Yeah.
You massively lost your muscle. You lost your ass.
Yeah.
And, you know, the pictures don't lie, and we'll pop the pictures up, actually.
Yeah. So then I started to notice it, because you don't when you look at yourself in the mirror. I knew I was very lean, and I knew I'd lost my appetite after a couple of weeks. I could probably have gone for a whole day without eating, but I did eat regular meals. But the negative for me was it removed the enjoyment from eating my meals. So as a carnivore, I really look forward to eating all of my meals. You know, I love my meat, I love my chicken.
No, you love your meat. I'm not stopped hearing about it. Every restaurant we go, break, can you have more meat?
Yeah, so just like I lost my appetite. So that it wasn't fun anymore eating. It wasn't fun preparing meals. I think I was a little bit more tired than usual.
Yeah, he was really tired all the time.
Yeah. So, and then obviously the physique, which to me is actually very important because I love feeling muscular and, looking flat and a bit deflated. So with a heavy heart, I actually stopped taking it because I thought, what's going to happen to me now? But actually, I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel great without it.
So would you recommend the skinny jab?
Absolutely not. I feel like it has its purpose probably for people, a certain small section of people.
Like you're really overweight, you want like a bit of a kickstart.
Bit of a kickstart.
Whereas you don't want to rely on it because I would say, well, I'll just say my opinion on the skinny jab. I've never used it. Oh yeah, I had a couple of goals of yours, didn't I?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, I thought I'll see what this is like just for the appetite and stuff, but I felt actually hungry on it for some reason.
Yeah.
So it might just be my body saying, don't ever take this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say the main thing for me is, my main belief is, I would say it is good for some people, the skinny jab, to get a kickstart, but you don't want to rely on it because it doesn't teach you anything. It doesn't teach you how to, go to the gym and put the effort in. It doesn't teach you how to eat a balanced lifestyle and actually make a lifestyle change. It doesn't teach you how to tackle a holiday and how to stay on track when you're away or go for a family meal. It doesn't teach you any of that. So if something's not teaching you that, it's called a quick fix.
Yeah.
And quick fixes, they all come to an end.
Yeah. And listen, if you've got no appetite and you just gravitate into like, I don't know, one meal a day and that meal is chips or chocolate.
Yeah.
You're getting absolutely no nutrition from that. So I think GLP has its place. It was designed for diabetes and it probably still does have its place for, like you said, very severely obese people. But for the vast majority, it's become so popular now as a quick fix, I feel like it's just making a rod for your own back. Because when you stop,
Never heard
you've got
that
to go
before.
back to all the old habits. And it's expensive.
Oh yeah, it's double in price now.
Yeah.
Just spend it on coaching instead. You'll learn how to live a balanced life.
Yeah.
So going on to habits, what would you say? We can speak about, obviously, the morning routine because I'm big on that, but what are some of the main things, what you do in your day to improve your mental health and your mindset and stuff?
Big one for me is positive affirmations.
Yeah.
And also practicing gratitude.
So in terms of positive affirmations, what does that look like? Are you writing them down? Do you write them daily? Do you read them at the night? Like, how do you do it?
No, for me, I literally just start my day with both positive affirmations. Sometimes I speak them aloud. Depends how passionate I am on that day, how much energy I have. Sometimes I'll go, every day I do a nature walk in the morning. That's also something that really uplifts me and that I crave. It's something that really gets me out of bed in the morning and makes me look forward to my day. So I'll go out on a nature walk. I'm really lucky that there's just gorgeous scenery where I do live at home and I feel very connected to nature. I'll just be looking around and just, sounds really geeky, but feeling grateful for my environment, for everything that I have. The list goes on and on and on because I've been doing it for such a long time. Even, for my children, for my health, for my ability to, move, walk, everything. Having a roof over my head, the list goes on. And then the affirmations are something that came later to me.
Yeah.
And they have been super powerful because I literally have retrained my brain. I had confidence issues all my life, I would say, and I wore a mask, so outwardly people would see me as a confident woman. But inside I needed a lot of validation, and that confidence did not exist. So when you speak about yourself kindly on a daily basis and you start your day like that, you are literally reframing your brain. You are cementing positive thoughts in your conscious mind so that in your unconscious mind, that is just, it's almost like You just sort of planting the seeds in the morning
Definitely,
and
yeah.
then letting it grow throughout the day. That's the only way that I can sort of describe it.
No, that's it. Like, obviously, we can go back into the mindset stuff in a sec, but like I said to a client the other day, you know, he's going through a real big struggle with drink, and he said something to me after he's basically had a bender or something. Well, not a bender, he had like a bit of a relapse the day before. He said, I'm always going to be a drinker. I said, oh yeah, I know you are. He's like, what? I went, well, you're telling yourself what you're going to do. So I said, a little tactic, and it's worked wonders. He's 2 weeks sober now, and which might not be a big thing to some people or a long time, but it's a big thing to him because he's been in this cycle of drink for 4 years. He was daily drinking, and now he was drinking basically twice a week, now and then, through his mindset and the past and stuff. But now he's 2 weeks sober. It's the first time he's been sober in 4 years. And the one thing for anyone watching, what I told him to do is write a goal card down and send me a video each day saying basically what he is. So you need to speak as if you are the person you want to become. So you can't say, I want to stop drinking. You say, hi, and then you say your name. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I am sober. I feel great. I'm buzzing that I'm sober. My kids love me more. If you're speaking like it, at first you might sound daft. Like, you should have seen his video at first. You could tell he felt awkward because he's the man's man. Yeah. And it's a big thing. But when you get more into it, it's like what you mentioned there, might sound a little bit geeky, but nothing really sounds geeky because if you believe it, then because when we always go on about mindset stuff, the most common thing what I hear people say is might sound a little bit woo-woo. And that's really you basically think you care. Yeah, you're caring about what other people think, but really nothing's cuckoo. If you believe in something, it's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If it works for you, if it works for you.
Yeah, it's like with all this mindset stuff, you can often be afraid about what people think, and it sounds woo and stuff, but really, if you're living proof that it works, you've got to, like I always say, there's too much evidence to basically say it's any different. And, often you get low days and the signs of doubt and this and that. Everyone gets them, but if you're doing them daily affirmations, it gets you out of the negative mindset, and you just need to basically brainwash yourself, don't you? And it's one of them, on my down days, there's certain things what I put into practice. A good thing, probably a tip what I got from you is walking out in nature. I don't even want to go on the walk. When I'm in a negative mindset, I just want to stay in my room and do nothing. Yeah. Like a lot of people stay in the duvet, stay in the room. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to see anyone. You don't want to take any action. But you're about 10, 15 minutes into your walk. You start thinking of ideas. You start feeling uplifted. And that's fully changed the trajectory of your day through one action. Yeah. So that's what you need to do. And another good thing what I do is ice baths. Ice baths I do 2 to 3 times a week. I get the dopamine buzz. I feel great. I have good connections with people there. A bit of socialising. I always thought when I went first in the ice bath, because you do sauna and ice, when you first go in there in the morning at 6, half 6 or 7 a.m. or something, you're in there and everyone's quiet and not talking and a bit sort of in their own self. After 2 ice baths, everyone's having a nice chat, having a good time. Like, it's a good day to be alive and all that, because it's just basically what I'm meaning today is daily actions can change your life, and 100%. It's the actions what you do, what will move you forward. And this is when clients come on to us, they're in the negative frame of mind through their actions, and they're speaking negative about themselves. And, like you had a client about the family, this and that, and you can be two sorts of people. You can be the victim, or you can be the action taker, and, choose the action taker, because that's actually what's going to move you forward and, grow you as a person.
Yeah, I think what we try and do is when we listen to people, we throw fresh light on it. They can confide in us what they don't even speak to with their own family or with the best friends, because they either feel like they'll be judged or they'll be criticised. But with us, because it's confidential, they'll tell us things, and, the emotion is raw. It's there. Quite often they break down and cry. And I'm an empath, but I have learned to just keep myself together, because it's a responsibility to that person that they're investing in us, you know what I mean? So when we speak to them, when we listen and then we speak to them, we're really giving them sort of an objective, what's the word that I'm thinking of?
Brain fog. That brain power didn't work, did it?
We're giving them fresh insight, basically.
Yeah.
And then they'll sort of go, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it like that. That's really positive, because I feel like with everything in life, it's your perspective.
Yeah.
Like, you could be here in Marbella with basically all the cars, the money, the villa, you know, the social life. You could even look fantastic and be the most miserable person on the planet.
Yeah.
You could be back in Manchester in a little flat with good community around you and, you know, be the happiest person on the planet. It's not necessarily where you are.
No.
Yeah, environment does have an impact.
Yeah.
But really, it's all inside. It's all in there, you know. So it's your perspective on your life. And I always say, for every negative, there's a positive to be drawn from it. And that has been a game changer for me, because, you know, most people that are happy have had to overcome some sort of adversity for them to realise and appreciate what is important in life. And if you're not picking up and appreciating the little things, you're definitely not going to appreciate the big things. You'll just keep seeking either validation or materialistic things that don't bring you joy.
Yeah, 100%. How long have we got left? I don't know when. Have we got like a timer or something? Or?
Got like 20 minutes to like.
Because I just wanted to check, that's all.
Half
All right.
an hour.
All right.
Is that all? Right, what do you want to talk about next? We could have a little break now, couldn't we?
Don't really need a break.
So we did a lot of mindset talking there.
Yeah.
You've got the notes.
I know, yeah. We've got mindset talking. Obviously, what's the next plans for the business then? Going on to that.
Oh, is this for real now?
Yeah, just what's your next plans in terms of growth? Like, what's your personal goals in terms of moving the business forward and moving yourself forward as well?
Well, initially it was always to like grow my client base, and that has doubled, and I'm really grateful for that. It's brought me a lot of like self-confidence. I must be doing something right, because the female team are just like going from strength to strength, and we've got great females on the team. You know, we're attracting the right type of clients. Yes, they have their struggles and they have, you know, good reason to come to us for coaching, but genuinely I feel like everyone's got a really good vibration, like they're genuine people. So I just want to keep attracting the right kind of clientele. I also want to continue to put myself out there and become even more authentic. The more that I do things like this and like talking on stage, and, you know, the next plan is to do it on a bigger stage.
Yeah. Well, we've got January, 500 people, haven't we? So that's going to be the biggest, and
oh my God,
it's going to be a free event,
so
we can change as many lives. Not free for me, I'll be investing in it, probably a lot of money, but it's one of them. It's always worth it because we get to impact as many lives as possible, and that's our main mission. You know, when a coach, because I see a lot of coaches, the biggest thing what I would say to anyone wanting to get into coaching and grow it as a business, help people, if you're going into it with money, like I mentioned before, with a money mindset, you're going to fail, because you're not authentic, do you know what I mean? And you're not going to move forward. And I think when you're money driven, your decisions in life change. Like, I've had times when I've been thinking only about the money. Obviously, always thinking about helping people, but when you've got like record months to hit and a certain, you know, number of clients you want to reach and stuff, which we all have the goals, you know, and we're moving forward really. But
that's business, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's like any target, like getting a bonus at work or whatnot. But when you detach from that, that's when the serious growth comes. And when you're just thinking about numbers and figures, your actions are different, because your intentions, really, it's not on the thing what actually made you start. Like, I always go back to when I first started, when I was selling £10 plans. I wasn't thinking about money then, was I? I was just thinking about, oh, I've got an idea, I can help someone with the food today. And yeah, obviously the service costs something because it's your time, and, you know, you have to value your worth, don't you? Because it gives you an incentive to do your task even better then, knowing you're getting paid for it. And it gives a client's incentive to do better on the team if they're paying for it as well. So it's an exchange of, obviously, like free.
Energy.
Yeah, it's the change of energy, and obviously money and stuff like that, and time as well. But like I say, it really does dictate your actions, and it's one of them. If you are thinking about doing it, just go into it with have a long hard think. Is this something you want to do? And because at the end of the day, you're in charge of people's health. You have to make some big decisions for people. You have to get people out of some really deep holes.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to just do that and work all the hours, because I don't really say, oh, how many hours do you work? All of them. Do you know what I mean?
All of them. There isn't.
You don't have any time off. Like I had a guy once wanting to do coaching, and he said, oh, I'm just going to festival. I'm going to have the time off. I said, time off? Whoa. There's no time off with this, mate. Like, you're taking your laptop on and playing, and because I help coaches now, don't I, as well? I help coaches grow their brand, which is a topic, actually, what you wanted to touch upon today.
Yeah. So it's not something that you actually advertise as such or market. So how did it come about, you coaching other coaches?
So obviously I've got a business mentor and I've got a coach as well, and it was Sam who asked me. I don't know, actually. So Doyle was the first one. I've helped him with bits and bobs, and obviously he's grown his business to, I think he's got about 50 clients, and he's doing that full time. He's doing that full time. So, he's financially free. He's got a lot of freedom. He lives a good life. He's a top bloke as well. One of my close mates. And he was the first one. And then I've helped Army with a few bits, but really the first proper one who actually paid me for it, because none of them other people did. I was just doing it out of generosity, really, because I like helping people. And there was my clients. First one was Sam. So obviously Sam's the coach on the team now, innit? But
how did that come about?
So he just messaged me and said, oh, you're smashing it. It's when we really started to sort of pick up the paces and stuff. Said, you look like you're smashing it. And obviously I'm pretty well known now, really. So he said, I want to get into it. And
I want to pretty well know.
No, in the area and stuff. No, but everyone knows me in the area. Don't this like, if Ingy just messaged me and just said, can you help me? So I said, yeah. So I done a Zoom call with him. And then I just put together a presentation literally in about 10 minutes, to be honest. We're like, because obviously I know what I'm talking about, to be honest.
Got the experience.
It's easy for me to put something together straight away. It's like, changing someone's life. It's not hard. It's easy. And all the steps, I've done it a million times. Well, not a million, but 1,000, probably a couple of thousand. But so I just helped him. And then he's a massive action taker, Sam, like with anything he does. He's a lot like me. I'm a quick decision maker, right? And that's why I'm successful and moves me forward. Sometimes I can be a bit impulsive, which can be a negative.
Yeah.
But so he's exactly the same as me, and everything what I told him to do, he done, implemented, and he quit his job within the first couple of weeks and financially free and stuff. And then I thought, wow, he's starting his business. Yeah, it's hard. He's getting some success, but I thought. Then obviously I started coaching him, didn't I? Yeah. And then I don't know, the bond just grew, and I thought it's going to go to waste. I need him to help me grow mine. And then obviously he jumped at the idea. I was overthinking a bit for ages because I thought he's going to be obviously leaving his business and going into mine, and does he actually want to grow someone else's rather than his own? But I think he thinks a lot of me, and he wants to grow it as much as possible. And it's anyone who's in our business, it's part of their business, and it's all our business.
And I feel like when it comes to making tough decisions like that, whether to take somebody on, or from Sam's perspective, whether to leave growing his own business and working with us, it goes off gut instinct.
Yes.
You just know when something feels right. Where there's been times in the past when you've said, we need another coach, and you've put it out on social media that you're looking for a coach, and people have applied, and it's just not felt right.
No.
Has it one bit?
Well,
you can give people chances, but I feel like you just have to trust the universe sometimes, hold back, and then the right person comes along rather than jumping into or forcing something. So it's like the perfect fit.
Yeah, well, I was sitting on the fence for a bit, and then I actually flown over to Belfast to see my mentor, and I asked him what his thoughts are. He went, basically, because I said, obviously he's going to be leaving his business and going into mine, and would he really want to do that? Because he's actually doing well with his business. It's not like he was doing crap. He was doing well. He was changing a lot of people. Like, he made a lot of success in a short space of time, didn't he, really? So he said, well, look at all his outgoings. That's what you need to remind him of, his outgoings versus the positive stuff working for you. we go into Dubai, which I'm paying for you to come to Dubai and all that sort of stuff. So it gives you opportunities and stuff, which obviously Dubai, it's not cheap, is it? Do you know what I mean? So, you know, we go into Belfast, which I'm paying for. We go into Dublin, you know, he's on the team, you know, he's getting paid a good wage, do you know what I mean? So he's getting bonuses, big bonuses each month. So yeah, there's a lot of pros to it, and obviously we're established, aren't we now? So it's a good brand. It's not like we're just starting off and no one knows it. So it's
he's
going
investing his time and his energy into something that he believes in as well. That's why he came to you initially for the help. It's not like someone just tried to poach him, you know, as he started something off and he was going to take a risk in you, because that's why he invested in your coaching. So
that's it. And going on to risk taking, obviously you took the risk, didn't you, by, you know, leaving your job, which, you know, it was a bit of an easy decision.
It was an easy decision in the end because the timing felt right to me. And I very much believe in trusting your gut, and timing is everything. People could say, oh, you could have done it earlier. You know, you were 18 months coaching before you decided to cut the apron strings and leave your
you would have said that, mate.
Corporate job. Yeah. But I feel like, you know, when you've got a mortgage, you've got bills to pay, you've got children, and you're at the start of your journey, it is a big risk. I wanted to wait until it felt like it's now or never, like I have to leave my corporate job. And that feeling came because, to be fair, I'd invested so much energy into the coaching that I was just really going through the motions with my full-time job. I was just there physically, but I wasn't there mentally, and it wasn't fair to my colleagues to be like that. And although I never let it override like my responsibilities while I was at work 9 to 5, my mind was still elsewhere. It's just that I could do that job with my eyes closed. So obviously building up the experience, building up enough clients to feel like now I can actually transition over. Yes, there's still some risk involved, but I was excited to do it, more excited than nervous. I was like, I've got to do it now. And it felt great.
That's it. That's the thing what moves you forward the most in life, getting out your comfort zone. And that's really a scary thing for a lot of people. That's why people stick doing the same things. It's like us with a live event, you know, really, if I was thinking true to myself, I know obviously it's grown and stuff like that, but I was thinking about doing a live event for ages, and I was putting it off because I was scared to talk in person, in public, you know, in front of people, because it's a big thing, innit? And still obviously really nervous now. And it's one of them. We've done 2 of that kind, and we've done obviously some in gym person ones, haven't we? Our next one's the 16th of November, and then we've got the active event at the end of the year. But going on to the event at the end of the year, it's going to be a different twist in it this year. So it's going to be a restaurant, and then the option to have drinks afterwards. Before, it was sort of like a drinks, wasn't it? But
it was more sort of casual. Whoever turns up, bring a friend.
Yeah.
It was just like, you know, generic, but we want to make it more special.
Special, yeah. Because like another thing what we've brought in, which makes it a lot more special, is the client client of the quarter. So every quarter a client wins, and the last one was James Foxy who won the sword dinner. So that was great. That
was a dream of yours, to hand somebody a sword for about 2 years. And I don't see the appeal personally. If someone gave me a sword as a prize, I'd be like, great, what do you want me to do with it? Do you know what I mean? But that, I don't know. It does something for you when you enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah, so the next one will be getting a sword then.
No, the last one got the sword.
Yeah, the next one's that's going to be a regular thing now, the swords.
Oh my God.
But then the client of the quarter who's in December, they're going to win a flight somewhere, aren't they? Which we're not going to say because it's a surprise, but they're going to win a flight somewhere, which is going to be a nice ending to the person's year, innit?
Yeah, defo. It'd be like a double Christmas, won't it?
Yeah, because we're going to get the whole thing done on YouTube as well. And yeah.
I mean, the holiday, like the vacation's going to be filmed.
Yeah, going to get it on YouTube. Like, it's going to be a good location. Can make a lot of good memories there, and it'll be a good experience for them, and get some good
bit of content as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long we got? I keep thinking we're running out of time. Yeah, so the good lot of content from there. going on to I was trying to think what else we can say now. Why don't you speak about the females you coach through the menopause and stuff? What like main things would you say to someone who's going through the perimenopause? What sort of changes would you make straight away? I know on top of that, actually, I know you wanted to speak a bit about PCOS, so how to basically overcome that. If you got a client with PCOS or struggling with it, what sort of things would you do for them?
I feel like the majority of my clients do very well on the low-carb diet. You remove the sugar out of the diet and you remove the processed foods, and suddenly they start feeling a million times better. They've got better mental clarity, the inflammation clears up, they've got a lot more energy, they've just got more of a positive attitude because all of the hormones are suddenly balancing. So it doesn't matter what age my client is, whether in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s plus. This is something that never fails to surprise me. And I'm not saying it's a cookie cutter approach at all with nutrition. Some of my clients, when they meet me for the first time, they say, oh yeah, I've heard that you're carnivore. And I'm like, yeah, please don't let that put you off. Like, carnivore is my choice because it suits my personal circumstances. You know, if you could eat everything you wanted and get away with it, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But the majority of people do that when they're younger and they get to a certain age or a certain event in their life, maybe something very stressful has happened and then suddenly they've got some kind of illness and their response to food changes.
That's it. I was going to go up on that because everyone thinks about like metabolism stuff, and yeah, your body, it ages and things do go backwards really, no matter how healthy you live, but you can definitely slow it down. But this is sort of a myth really, what people think, oh, my metabolism slows down as I get older. It's not. It's just because you've abused your body and it's finally caught up with you. Because at the end of the day, when you're first born, you're fresh, aren't you?
Yeah.
Everything's working absolutely 10-10. And then the more sort of lifestyle, like when you get to, I probably started drinking my first drink maybe 15 or something, maybe similar to you. So when you first start the alcohol and stuff in there, that's when your hormones change. You're lowering your testosterone. Your health's declining. Different enzymes in your body are going out of whack and stuff. Heart, brain health, brain function.
Peptides, everything starts to decrease as you age, over the age of 30.
No, it's on about when you bring alcohol into the mix. When you basically, you start your journey, you're born, you get your job, this is a normal person, you start your drinking and all that. That's really why the negatives come, because your lifestyle habits, they're not getting any better. You go from being a kid, running about all day with loads of energy because you're fresh, then you might be working office job, drinking every weekend. It's not your metabolism, it's your lifestyle habits what's actually sent you backwards. And when you change them, that's when your metabolism suddenly gets working again. But it's not, it's just because, you've put the right steps into place, haven't you?
Yeah, from like a female coach perspective as well, I would agree with everything you say. A lot of the females may sort of like compensate for that lifestyle by reducing their calories that come from actual food because they're drinking at the weekends or they're moving less. So what they're actually doing is damaging their metabolism because they're sometimes training now. They're getting into the gym with very little education around health, lifestyle and nutrition, and so they're basically doing lots of exercise classes, not training properly, just doing tons of cardio, jumping around. They're reducing the amount of calories that they're eating, and they're not eating the correct nutrition as well.
Yeah.
So they're not getting the essential macronutrients from their food. So by the time they've come to us, the metabolism, it's like it's flatlined. They're eating like something ridiculous, like sometimes 1,000 calories.
Yeah, 800.
Yeah, and they're overweight and they can't understand why they're so severely overweight. And this is an indicator when they're carrying a lot of lower belly fat as well that's stubborn. So that might be on a very petite frame or a very, what I call skinny fat frame, and low muscle mass, quite skinny. in clothes.
Skinny fat, is it?
But yeah, then they look very soft because they've got much muscle. But then they've got the stubborn belly
That's
fat.
the biggest thing. What you shouldn't do if you want to lose body fat. So if you don't want to lose body fat, is drop your calories to the lowest you possibly can. Do loads of cardio, and live that lifestyle, because that's just going to slow everything down. When you're eating really low calories, when you're doing loads of cardio, all you're doing is increasing your stress levels. Your body goes into fight or flight rather than moving you forward, because your body needs to be happy to change. It's like your mind needs to be happy to change as well. You need to move forward. So putting them steps in place, eating food what's actually recovering you while you train, making you feel good, giving you energy for the day, that's bringing your stress down. You're going to obviously move forward in terms of fat loss, and just forgetting about doing loads of cardio. Stick to the weights, because I always say weights burn more calories than cardio. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's because with cardio, you look on your watch, on the Stairmaster you burnt 500 calories in 50 minutes. On your watch when you're doing weights, right, you burn 300, feel like I got flying rolls. On your weights, you burn 300 calories on your weight session. So people think, might as well do cardio because they're burning more calories. No, because your weights don't track the food absorbing into the muscle. You watch them track to say your food absorbing into muscle to recover the muscle. And that's where people go wrong. Weights burn more calories than cardio because you absorb the food into the muscle, and also you burn the calories during the session. So that's double. And people don't know that. So there's a little tip for everyone to start doing the weights and building muscle as well. Building muscle is going to make you burn more body fat because it burns more calories.
So, as I said earlier, like regardless of age of a female that comes to me for help, they can have that lower belly fat. That's what I heard 9 out of 10 times. I just can't get rid of the belly. And they know that they can't spot pick where they lose weight, but they're already skinny. Do you know what I mean? So what we do is not only educate them on nutrition and training, but we also educate them on how to reduce their cortisol, the stress hormone, by implementing healthy habits, and increasing the happy hormones, the serotonin, the endorphins from the new lifestyle as well. So,
what 3 big things would you say you would tell someone? 3 big tips to take down stress, or 3 big tips what you use? Or actually, we won't say 3. We'll say if you could take everything away, barring one thing to take down stress, what would it be?
It would be a poor diet.
No, that's basically, so you'd have a good diet. If you could take everything away, the only thing what you would do is nutrition.
Absolutely, because if you took everything away from me, the one thing that I would cling and beg for is good food.
Is more meat.
And it's like I always say, food is your pharmacy.
Yeah.
Then other things that it need to improve to reduce your cortisol is you need to have good quality sleep. Not everybody needs 8 hours. So people function off 5 or 6, but it needs to be really good quality, unbroken sleep. You need to look at your relationships and fix those. If you've got a negative environment, toxic relationships, maybe it's your marriage, maybe it's your work environment, you need to cut that off as quickly as possible, because that will only drag you down. And if you're in that fight or flight state that you mentioned earlier, then your cortisol is elevated all of the time, just flooding your body with cortisol. I would look at hydration, walking out in nature, and obviously resistance training, something that I convert all females from.
Yeah.
I convert all females to resistance training because, the health benefits are just multiple. Your whole endocrine system starts to work efficiently. Endocrine meaning your hormones. So, you're strengthening your body, strengthening your mind. Every time you set yourself a strength goal and you achieve that, it gives you the biggest buzz, So that's my experience, and I just want to convert as many females as possible.
Yeah, that's it. What would you say the biggest benefit, what you've had from starting this lifestyle? Because you actually started a bit later on, didn't you, to be honest?
Yeah, so I started at the age of 36. My third child was 2 years old almost. And I started in exactly the same way that majority of the females do who come to our team. They'll go to an exercise class with a friend.
Yeah.
And, it's something easy to do. It's social. They get a little buzz out of it. They get to have a break from family life. And they'll continue to do that. And they don't really realise that they're enjoying themselves. And they definitely are getting fitter. But if they've got a physique goal, you're not going to get very far doing that. You may lose some body fat, but then eventually you will plateau.
Oh, yeah.
So I educate them on how resistance training and actually just focusing on yourself for an hour, 4 times a week is the best thing that you can do, because you're gaining confidence, you're gaining independence, you're strengthening your mindset, you're strengthening your body. Your skeletal muscle mass is so important as you age that doesn't decline. So the earlier you can do it, the better, but it's never too late to start. Yeah. And for me, the biggest benefit was the confidence that it gave me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it does. I didn't really start training to change the way I look, to be honest. Not that I can remember, because most people I speak to, they do it for the change of the look, but really it was the way it made me feel.
Yeah.
And, well, I've got good genetics for good, strength. Obviously, my dad's strong, my little brother's strong, my older brother, Carl, he's strong. So I seen changes fast within the strength. So that kept me because you like the wins. If you didn't gain anything from doing something, you wouldn't do it. So I seen the fast changes from the strength gains. And then obviously, I did obviously change physically, but because of the way I was actually training, I was training more like a power lifter and a lot of ego lifting, on a lot of the isolation movements like curls and lateral raise. I was just swinging the weight. I remember after a year and a half of training, I was curling the 35 or 35 kilos or something like that, which
would have loved to have seen that.
Which is
little skinny lad, swinging them around.
Yeah, I used to have some guy in the gym video me, some big Polish guy who was one of the strongest in the gym where I went when I first started training. I was only about 16 or something, swinging the biggest dumbbells up, curling them, and he's impressed with it. So most have not been doing them that bad, but he's never seen anything like it. But it was when you took it away, now when I do curls, I might do 15s or something, 12s, and it's I do higher reps really in the isolation, and I find that works better, and I get obviously a better contraction and stuff like that, because when you ego lift, it's you're not actually working the muscle. There's a difference between lifting and working the muscle. It's totally different. A lot of people, when they first start training, they go to the gym. I see it all the time, 95% of gyms don't know what they're doing. So when that person's, because a lot of touching back on the females, when they start these fitness classes and stuff, they don't want to go out the comfort zone doing the gym because they're scared of what other people think. But just think of this one every time you go into the gym. No one actually knows what they're doing in the gym, majority, because not that many people even think about investing to a coach because they might be scared of going out of the comfort zone, or they might be wasting money in different habits, like you say, or they think they can do it on their own. I had a guy once when I first started training, I was swinging the lateral raise up, and he was only giving me a bit of advice, but I was a know-it-all because I was young. I thought, I know more than him. My dad's taught me, blah, blah, blah. I've read all the Arnold books, but he was spot on with what he said. And because you get them sort of people, they think they know it all. Because I've trained for 20 years, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't, mate. That's why you look like shit. That's why you're not changing. I've changed loads of people who's trained for 20, 25 years. They've changed more in 12 weeks than they've done for the full time doing it, because they're doing things proper, and that's really about the steps that you need to put in place. Drop the ego.
Yeah.
Go through your life as a learner, and then you'll move forward. And that's all there is to it with that one.
I feel like one of the hurdles that females come across with the mindset is they think, I've not got much gym experience, so I can't have a coach because I don't know what I'm doing in the gym. But what we do when we provide a training program is actually make it easy for them, because remove all of the guesswork. So instead of just, say, walking into a gym with a friend to hold a hand, both looking around clueless, that machine's free, let's do that. Oh, now that machine's free, let's do that. Just sort of like making things up as they go along because it's comfortable. And actually, then they're not changing. They're not actually pushing themselves either. So maybe they've got low confidence, or they feel like they just have no experience. Whatever it is that's holding them back, when they actually come to the plan and we show them, look, this app basically tells you exactly what to do. We design it specifically for you. And also what they don't realise is we can make it fit around their lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's like...
So maybe they're a mum that can't have access to the gym at the minute, but that is what they want to do. So we future-pace them. They're like, right, your children start nursery or start school on this date.
Yeah.
Between now and then, why don't we put in a home workout plan? So I'll invest in some dumbbells, some barbells, some resistance bands, maybe a yoga ball and a yoga mat, everything that can be packed away and put away. Yeah. And then, so they'll start with that. They start gaining a little bit of confidence because they'll be filming the workouts, sending them to me. I'll be giving them coaching tips. Now they're starting to look good and feel better because they're immersed into the lifestyle. Before they know it, they're itching to move on and get into the gym, and they're ready to step outside of the comfort zone because they've got us reassuring them and guiding them. And yes, everyone feels like a dick when like they get the tripod out in the gym for the first time. You know, I'll reassure them I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I've been there. But everybody should be really focused on their own workout, not looking at you. They don't think you're an influencer. Just go in there with purpose, set up your tripod and film your top set. And honestly, I will go bang, bang. I'll be on at them and I'll be on at them. And suddenly I'll break them and they wonder, I just need to satisfy Nyla. So they'll start sending me training videos and the benefits are immense. And I talk about it a lot within the group. They'll say, these are the benefits. You're going to build confidence because, number one, you're now stepping out your comfort zone. You're in the gym setting up a tripod with your camera on. Number two, you're getting coaching tips from me. So instead of thinking, am I doing this right or not? You've got a second pair of expert eyes telling you, this is what you need to do. Almost there. Let's tweak it like this. Film it next week. And then I sign it off and they're like, oh, Joe, it's me.
Yeah.
You're executing that movement properly, so you're building muscle in the right areas instead of wasting time, because people can do that for 10 years and think they know it all. And the other huge benefit is you're preventing injury.
That's it. Most people, they think you need to have a certain life to be on a plan. I hate the word plan, to be honest. Like the plan for me is like
on a
very rigid, and you can't do anything. But your life changes. So really, a coaching service, proper coaching service, teaches you how to live a normal life, but move forward. You know, have your holidays. We have loads of education on how to tackle holidays, how to eat out with your family, how to go on date night, all these normal circumstances, because it's about going into a new lifestyle. It's not like, oh, I've got a free 12 weeks where nothing happens, so I can do this plan and then that's it, la-di-da. What you're going to do, go back to your old habits.
Yeah,
but
and go
biggest,
back to picture one.
The results and the benefits, what you get from doing something like this, it's not just about how you look, it's how it actually changes your life. Like you mentioned the other day, you know, you might get a new job role, a new career, you know, you've got more confidence, you might meet a new partner, do you know what I mean? You've got all these different sort of things, and it opens up a lot more opportunity to live that life what you truly deserve.
Yeah, definitely. And when it comes to like low self-esteem, and then people do a coaching plan, there we go again, adopt this healthier lifestyle, start working on themselves, they improve the way they start thinking about themselves because they're feeling better and they're looking better. So they start dressing better and they start to actually put themselves out there to actually try new things. And that is priceless, because once you start to sort of develop yourself, it becomes addictive. So now you've got the confidence that you never had before. You start attracting better because you're on a higher frequency.
Yeah.
So the job that you wanted, like you said, or
Yeah.
maybe they never had the confidence. It's a word
To go on a date?
to go on a date, or maybe to wear a bikini to go on holiday, or take the t-shirt off on the beach. That's huge. Do you know what I mean? That is huge for some people. So suddenly their life becomes, not suddenly, over time,
Yeah.
their life becomes
It is.
unrecognisable.
I know why you said suddenly, because it sort of feels sudden sometimes when you're like a certain way and you live in a certain life like us now. You know, it's like suddenly, because it's like, wow, it's actually happened.
Yeah.
And you think, you don't think about the time. You think, oh, actually, sometimes you forget how far you've come, don't you? You think, oh, actually doing something what we actually wanted to do. And it was just a thought. And it's every single thought what you have. You know, we have an imagination for a reason. When we're kids, we have the imagination and all. And that gets dimmed down by watching the news. Like, anyone who's watching this never watched the news. But all these different things you dim down by, you know, environment, news, people around you, people putting you down, past experiences. But really, if you actually focus on your imagination, then positive thoughts, and you put action into them, that's really where your life starts. And, you know, it's one of them, if you don't take action on your imagination, like everything what we've achieved, like even the live event, that was only a thought. You know, I could have never done the live event, but I put the thought into action because, you know, like I was touching on before, you can read the nice book, you can do this, but you do need to put action into everything. You can't just read it and magically it's like changing your life. You need to put action into changing your food, you know, immersing in the team, coming the events, and then obviously that's the action and you'll move forward to it.
And recognising what makes you feel good and what makes you feel alive, and whatever it is, do it on repeat, because then you're vibrating so much higher and you will be attracting new opportunities. They're coming towards you rather than you looking for something.
That's, well, whatever you're meant to do, you feel good from. That's the telltale sign. If you feel good from doing something, do it more. Do you know what I mean? That's an easy. If you don't feel good from doing something, it's because you're not aligned with actually what you're trying to do. You're not aligned with where your life should be going.
Yeah.
So that's always the nice feedback what you'll get. And I think we've actually finished now, aren't we? I think that's time up, yeah? Yeah, so...
I'll do like an outro, isn't he?
Yeah, so nice one for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That's it.